So hi, I got this mini Segway or hoverboard or whatever the name is, that it is not charging, and there is a problem with the connector, I don't know, so I take it apart and I will do some more protection. If you remember these series of tools, some of them explode because shorting on the battery, so maybe I will put some fuse inside and I will check how can I do the charging. There are just several Phillips screws, so removing them and then we'll see how it looks inside. So this is the battery side. You can see there is probably a lithium cells battery. I wonder if it does have a BMS or it doesn't, because I know that some of this battery did not have any BMS. In order to verify this, of course I need to disassemble it, the battery, and I don't know if I want to disassemble the battery, but it is written 63 volts, which means that fully charged is of course 42 volts. Maybe I will disconnect the battery. There is an XT60 plug here that goes through the tunnel to the other side of the board, and there is a charging port on the other side, so eventually all this charging is going through the main board. I'll show you. The main board is on the other side. Here is the main board, so you have all the wiring going from here and many wires here. I wonder, because I see also an RF board here, so maybe you can run it, or it is a Bluetooth. No, I don't see a speaker here, so probably this is not a Bluetooth, so probably you can turn it on and off with a remote that I don't have. But I do wonder about the battery, because this is the main safety features that I want to check. So maybe I will disassemble this part, and anyhow I want to connect a fuse to the battery in case of a totally short, to be protected. I guess something around 10 amps or 15 amps to be on the safe side. But maybe let's try to take it off. I will check about, yes, the wires are the same color, you can't do a mistake about it. So okay, so let's maybe take the battery off and see how we would manage, because the charging here doesn't work and it goes through the main board to charge the battery. This is a little interesting because there is no BMS on this side, unless there are more wires that I don't see right now. No, I don't think we have a balancing here, so the balancing should be in the board, and the protection, if there any protection, so I will need to open this a little to investigate it. So let's do it. Okay, this is very interesting. The battery is written LG cells. It is from year 2016. This is LG 18650. By the way, I can see that there is a PCB here on this side and even on the other side, so I'm not sure. Maybe it is just the plastic case that catch it, so I don't know if it is a plastic or a BMS. So very interesting here to find out, and I will try gently to open to see if there is any protection or just cells. By the way, there is a serial number and everything, so maybe I can check on the net before taking it apart to understand if there is any BMS inside this battery. So I will try to find out on the net and then maybe disassemble. Okay, I assume there should be some BMS. Be very careful when opening such a battery because you need to take a lot of care. This battery is almost totally discharged, so even though I will do any short, I will survive. Okay, so searching for the BMS is pretty easy. You just go to the cable side, so the BMS should be somehow going to this side. So I will do a very careful cut here. Also a cut so I will be able to close it later. Okay, and we see we have a BMS here because this is a PCB, of course, and I don't want to open it further, but there is a BMS, so this is a very good news. You know what, I will gently look further to make sure. Just for demo purpose. You see the MOSFET here, a series of MOSFETs, so the BMS is here and it looks okay, almost sure that it is perfectly okay, because what the BMS should do, it should balance the batteries while charging, and it will also gain protection if you have a short circuit, and you must have this kind of protection. It's very, very important. Okay, so after I've seen it, I'm pretty satisfied. I always love to add additional safety feature like a fuse, because this will always be the best to do the complete safety measurement, protection against short and single case. Okay, of course, if you have kept on tape like I have, or you can order, so if you've done a minor opening, it will okay to close it this way, but apply a few rounds. And now I know that this battery should be safe. Okay, now considering if to add additional fuse. I have to admit that 20 amps looks like it will do the job perfectly in this case. I'm just wondering where to add it. If the battery itself or to the other side, I think I will add the fuse here. Let's say I will be more quiet if I know that I've done another layer of protection. Okay, so now in this connector there is a polarity to the connector. This is the minus and this is the plus. The straight, the angle is the minus and this side is the plus. So I'm just thinking how to cut it, or maybe just to add a protection. Aha, I have an idea. I can add a cable with a fuse inside, so I don't need to cut it. I mean a female and a male cable, first time I'm doing it, and there will be a fuse inside, that's all. So maybe let's do it. So let's do the soldering part very simple. Just need to see where is my plus here. Okay, so a little solder paste here, and then to the wire itself. And then connect both together. Now the wire is less thicker than the original one. I know it, I think it's the same. But since it will be very short, so I don't see any issue with it. Other side as well. One last issue is replacing this charger port to regular ES2 port, and then I think I'm done. Okay, so after changing the connector, you can see that I'm using regular ES2 power supply, and it is charging properly and everything is fine. So that's all. Thank you and bye.